Shalom, shalom, Israel, Most High in Christ. Bless you. It's your brothers from IUIC Hawaii. I am Officer Hezeki, and to my right,
Officer Ithiel.
and we are here with another episode of Sands of the Sea. All right, where we look at, local news, things going on, current events happening in the islands of the sea. All right, all the islands of Oceania. We are here in Hawaii. But there are there's thousands of islands in Oceania. And with today's topic, I think Esau's up to his regular old tricks across
His shenanigans.
all of these islands, right?
Mm-hmm.
One in particular, but he's up to his same old crafty ways, all right, in these islands. So we're going to take a look at what's happening in, what they call it, Eritoria?
I don't know how to pronounce that. It's only a couple of them that I can pronounce with confidence.
Right.
That's not one of them.
New Zealand, y'all.
New
Zealand.
That one.
All right, New Zealand. And so you're going to learn some terms today. One is
See? Y'all going to have to bear with us.
Eritoria.
I see that word completely different.
And then the other word is Maori.
Yeah.
Maori. All right, these are that's the name of the indigenous peoples of New Zealand. All right, New Zealand. So let's take a look at this clip first, and we're going to have some commentary when we come back.
Look at that hand, though.
Yeah, all right, she went hard after a second, though. It went from a song to like...
This is like crumping and...
Yeah, that is crumping. Yo, look at your boy right there, look. See?
He's like, I don't care about none of this.
Yeah, look at Esau's face. Look at Esau's face. So I'm wondering, like, the people that's singing, are they on one side? Not singing, but nope.
She
she
just
started.
jumped in.
She jumped in.
She was like, F it.
Yeah. Like the spirit took over or something.
Yeah.
And she was just standing there, and she was like, "Nah, I gotta get something."
Yeah.
So, actually, can we play this one more time? Because what I want to do is I want to read the words so that we can actually know what the issue is. Because what you got to understand is that this is actually I don't know the word, sanction or official parliamentary meeting that we're watching. This isn't like a show or something or production. This is actually like
it's a real hearing or whatever.
A Senate meeting. All right,
because the white dude was like, "Yo, there's order" or whatever.
Right.
He was trying to get them settled. They was like, "Nah, bro, you gonna feel every piece."
Exactly. So let's watch it one more time and let's read the words so we know what's going on.
Yeah.
So pause it when we get to the words.
Oh snap! I can't. It say a Māori MP in New Zealand's parliament tore up a bill. And led a haka, a traditional Māori dance. Over a controversial bill which sought to alter a treaty between the Māori and the Crown.
So just pause right here for just a half second. We're going to keep going. But remember that as we start to discuss this topic. This is all over a treaty between the Māori, which is the indigenous people, and the Crown. That Crown that it's referring to is Great Britain. The white man, all right, is talking about a treaty. We know what they do with treaties, or GAD should be very familiar with the GAD, the Native American Indians, should be very familiar with what the white man believes in and stands by his treaties. Go ahead.
It says the bill seeks to remove principles based on New Zealand's founding document. The Treaty of Waitangi, signed in 1840.
I just can't get over his face.
Yeah, he don't care.
I just can't get over his face.
He got wine or whatever, apple juice. What is that? He got water.
Yeah, it's water.
Why he got 3 bottles?
He's like, oh God.
Yeah.
We gotta go through this. We're still gonna vote against you.
Hey, the lady next to him looking like I'm not involved.
Right.
All right, it says the Treaty of Waitangi signed in 1840 by over 500 Maori chiefs and the Crown. The treaty is key to upholding Maori rights in New Zealand. A vote on the bill was suspended when opposition parties joined in a haka. The bill eventually passed its first reading amid the protest.
So that means the white man actually still passed it.
Damn.
Even after all of this.
He said, when y'all finish and y'all breathing hard, I'm going to just get this over with.
Yeah. That's why he had that face.
Damn.
Now we know why he had that face. Because it said the bill eventually passed its first reading amid the protests.
Hey, you could full screen it. Maybe that'll make the font bigger. Oh, yeah, you good there. All right, go ahead. Oh, man, who that lady? She just like, I'll do it too. All right, yeah.
So, this is what's going on. All right, this is what's going on in the world. Esau's up to his shenanigans again, which is trying to change, apparently, right? Because, we don't have all the details, but what it appears to be is Esau's being slippery, right? Yeah. You know how Gad, the Native American Indians, which we know is a tribe of Gad, they used to call the white man what they call fork tongue.
Yep.
All right, fork tongue. Excuse me. Or you'll hear terms like double speak.
Mm-hmm.
They're always trying to, they don't want to define things in black and white. They want to leave themselves some wiggle room. And here we go right now, and they are trying to redefine this treaty of Waitangi.
Yeah.
I think that the word is.
I know how to say that. I practiced that.
Oh, okay. You got it.
Waitangi.
There you go. That treaty. So that was a demonstration, which was the haka, which is what most people are familiar with outside of the Tahitian hip shake and fast. They're familiar with that. You see the football team, the University of Hawaii football team. They do the haka when they go to different places. It's like I'm assuming it's like a warrior type dance,
yeah.
but it's also done as a form of almost like respect too, But not to get too far into that because we might have to edit that out if I'm wrong. The point is that Esau is literally trying to change some of the meanings, right? From what I read, there was two versions of this treaty.
Yeah.
Right. Now remember, this is from 1840. All right. We were still in chains. This is from 1840. So you've got the English version of this treaty and the Maori version of this treaty.
Yeah.
And essentially some of the points or principles didn't translate clearly across the languages.
Uh-oh.
And so Esau is trying to finagle his way into taking more control and power, because the idea behind it was to make sure that the indigenous people, the Maori, kept sovereignty, kept their right to the land, right? All that sort of stuff. And they also became British citizens.
Yeah.
That was all part of this treaty. But the white man, as they do, they always want to find ways to snap up resources. As much as possible and control the resources, because they know when you control the resources, you control that land.
Yep.
So that's what they're actually up to. So, but you got anything?
Yeah. So, the dude with the 3 glasses of water in that video, his name is Seymour, right? And he's one of the primary antagonists of this against the Māori party. And what happens is he's saying that this treaty gives the Māori people more rights than the rest of the people. So he's saying that by us upholding this bill in the way that it's been interpreted so far means that they will have more rights by number than the average white person in New Zealand. So he's saying we have to do something about that.
Right.
And one of the things that he's doing is he's using, there's an Esau tactic too. We're trying to save the children.
Right.
Trying to save the children.
Yeah.
So he's saying that
like they're righteous.
He's saying that I know that's crazy. He's saying that the treaty allows children to be abused and not be protected by the state
Mm.
because the Maori people would have sovereignty over their own children. So if a Maori family is doing something that the government don't like, I don't know, tattoo piercing or something traditional or something like that, right? And they say, "Oh, that's abuse." They can say, "Well, this is our tradition, so we don't care." He wants to repeal that because white people don't have those same things.
Right. And, God forbid a white person doesn't have all the rights
Yeah.
of an area, right?
Mhm.
First rights.
Exactly.
They're so used to being. That's that entitlement, man. They just so entitled to
It-
everything that they can't fathom. It's like when we
it-
pass out flyers.
Can I
Right?
have one?
Can I have one? No, it's not for you.
Why not? Yeah,
They're so shocked
they be
that it's not for them.
blowing their top.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like how dare you? I am a white woman.
Exactly. Exactly. It is usually the white woman too.
Oh
You know,
man.
just thinking about this is crazy because let's get Sirach. Let's get Sirach. Because the problem with a lot of the dark races in the earth is that they don't recognize who this white man is.
Mm-hmm.
The God calls him, the Bible calls him the devil that the Bible speaks of, and Esau is his biblical name. Whether he be French or English or American or Spanish or Portuguese or Russian, right? They're all of the same tribe in the Bible, which is known as Esau, Edom, or Idumea, all right? Or Greeks. Don't forget Greeks too.
Yep.
All right. So, or Rome. Don't forget Rome. All right. So it doesn't matter where they're from. They are still Esau. And God calls them the devil. God calls them the devil. And
No. We called him the devil.
yeah, that's what they're going to say.
It's God that says it.
Right.
That's why the Bible's so great because I can just read it.
Yeah.
And it hurts you.
Yeah. Exactly. Let's get Sirach 10. And I'm sorry, 12 and 10.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 12 and 10. Let's start there because this is one of the things that people have to realize. Now, this is we're using this as an example more than anything because it was a big deal. And it became viral throughout the world. You see, this has been seen millions of times. This one was viewed 1.2 million times, and there are several versions of this clip that was seen millions upon millions upon millions of times. This is just YouTube. The big one I saw originally was on TikTok. So this has been seen and gone viral. So we're just using this as an example because why would you trust this white man? He has shown time and time again that he will never have your best interest at heart, whether that be the children of Israel when it comes to the tribes of Gad, or whether it be any of the dark races that they have conquered and colonized. Because remember, the white man has colonized the entire earth, not just the children of Israel, all the dark races, beginning from the time of Alexander. Alexander the Greek. All right. They were conquering all the dark races. Let's read this real quick.
This is the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12 and verse 10.
Never trust thine enemy.
God says to never trust your enemy. And that's a big problem with people in the earth is that they don't know who their enemies are. Natural born enemies. They don't know. A lot of times we look to the person next to us or the person in our own community as our enemy. Don't trust him. No. We're talking about an enemy that is taking everything about you, your land, your resources, your wives, your culture. I saw something yesterday. I know it's an old movie, but I just laughed when I saw it. It's called The Mexican, starring Brad Pitt.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, we know The Last Samurai is Tom Cruise, and the Egyptian gods is Christian Bale.
Yep.
I mean, they take everything. Why would you trust them? Right? If you believe in this Bible, God says, do not trust your enemy. Right? Read.
Never trust thine enemy.
Come on.
For like as iron rusteth,
so is his wickedness.
For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So after a while, through a piece of iron, just being in an open environment, that iron will begin to rust eventually.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And that's what God is saying about our enemies, your enemies. Don't trust them because they will eventually rust. Now, most of us should already be aware that it said from 1778 to 1871, the U.S. government entered into more than 500 treaties with the Native American tribes. 500. Now, this was signed in 1840. They started in 1778 with the treaties with the Native American Indians, which we know again is a tribe of Gad, tribe of Reuben, all right, tribe of Issachar.
Yeah.
On this side, on the southwest side, they've broken them all. And this is Googleable. This is readily available information. It says all of these treaties have since been violated in some way or outright broken by the U.S. government.
And then they'll use this stuff like, well, they got their own land. They can do they got the reservations and stuff. The reservation is a zoo.
Yeah.
It's a ghetto.
Yeah.
They don't got running water.
Yeah.
A lot of these tribes a lot of these Native American tribes are relegated to certain jobs like radioactive cleanup.
Damn.
You know what I mean? No, those are the things that they got to do. And white people say, yeah, they're good. They're good. That's the crazy stuff. And the rest of the people will just buy it because, the white man's words are just so authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep reading.
Verse 11.
Yeah.
Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him.
That's what happens when they come with the treaty. They're in a humble manner. We're gonna make it. Yeah. We're gonna make a deal with you. We're gonna make an agreement with you.
Yep.
Yeah. We're gonna look out for you. We're gonna make sure that everything's good for you and for your people. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. Meaning you better check, double check, recheck, triple check.
Yeah.
Everything that he says to make sure that you're not going to eventually revert everything about you to him at some point. Because he'll put that clause in there.
Yep.
Oh, you didn't read section 5.-1 ABC part 2 line paragraph 3? It says, if you don't do one part of this, I own everything.
Yep.
Oh, you broke the contract. It's stupid stuff. All right. Anyway, go ahead. That was just an example. Keep reading.
Facts. Yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass.
A looking glass. You wipe the mirror. All right. That's the same thing. Like you wipe a looking glass. Read.
And thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away.
That rust is still there. As soon as when you wipe the looking glass, you see his true self.
Yep.
His true self, which is the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right. Read.
Set him not by thee.
You see what the instructions are?
Set him not by thee.
You should not be making those types of deals where he's in your meetings and in your parliaments and in your government and in your organizations. Because at the end of the day, if you set him by thee, read.
Lest when he hath overthrown thee.
So what's he going to do?
Lest when he hath overthrown thee.
He's always looking to overthrow and take power. That's his motive. That's his MO. Read.
He stand up in thy place.
He what?
He stand up in thy place.
That's the goal, is to overthrow you and stand up in your place. Now he is the Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
Now he is the last samurai. Now he is the Native American.
Yep.
I'm Native American.
What's that lady? Elizabeth Warren.
There you go. You got Elizabeth Warren, and then what's the lady who wanted to be black? And
Dolezal.
Rachel Dolezal.
Yeah, man. The hell is this?
There you go. White people just they don't care. Go ahead, finish it.
Neither let him sit at thy right hand.
Which is your seat of the place of power. Come on.
Lest he seek to take thy seat.
Yep.
And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith.
Hey, look, this is what God said. This is what God says would happen if you're dealing with your enemy and you give him too much power. You give him a seat at the table.
Yeah.
His seat at the table, he's not there just to be a part of it. When they say they want to join in with us and they want to help us, X, Y, and Z, it's not to help you. It's to find out how to infiltrate you and take the power. That's all they care about. Thus saith the Lord.
Yeah, Esau, all they got to do is put their foot in the door. Put their foot in the door, and then eventually they're going to bust the door wide open.
Yeah.
And then they're going to be in there.
Yeah.
But like, I'm here too. And then they'll say things like, I've been here for a long time. Matter of fact, I'm part of y'all too.
Right.
You know what I mean? I have your blood in my blood somewhere down the line.
Yep.
Aren't we all human? They'll start saying things like that, you know, and try to appeal to your kindness or something like that.
I mean, that's something that they do here quite often.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all the that they have essentially said the Portuguese person here is local.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not white. I'm Portuguese. You know, so they say Portuguese here. Like, you do know Portugal's in Europe, right? You do know that Portugal and Spain.
I'm not white. I'm European.
Yeah, exactly. That's the same concept that they have accepted here, and you know, locals really go by that.
Honestly, that's one of the reasons why this show is so important, because those are little things like that people just don't realize.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't realize. Like, I remember when I was young, we there's a white boy that could hoop. So he was like, he's part of the, you know, he got clicked in, right? And he was always talking about he was Italian. So we just was like, yo, that means he kind of like Puerto Rican or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he played that. He played that. He tried to tell us one time that his father's name was like Riviera or something like that. You know what I mean? But as we grew up, his rust showed, and he was full white.
There you go.
Full white.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
That's for sure. That's for sure. I got another script just came to mind. Because this is all behind the way that Esau moves.
Yeah.
Right. Let's get Daniel 8:25.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me, Daniel 8:25. Nothing that they do is without intent. Everything they do has intention behind it. So be mindful. Their laws, their treaties, their policies, it's all for intent. All right, read.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 8 and verse 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
Through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. That's what this is. This is legal matters that Esau has used throughout the world to take advantage of nations.
Yeah.
They use it. They do by policy, laws, legislation. That's what they do, right? Written laws that don't necessarily translate into the people of the land. And they're like, I don't care. This is written down on paper. This is the way it's going to operate. Right? I don't care if you guys don't understand this. This is the way it's going to go. You know? And it says going to cause craft to prosper in his hand. What type of craft? Theft, robbery. I'm going to steal your land from right under you. And we've seen this happen throughout all these islands.
Yo, it's crazy. It's just all around funny business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Funny business.
Right.
Like, and the thing is, like, it's really nothing. You signed the paper. You know, y'all signed the paper. You know what I mean? So what can you say? You be like, hey, look.
Right.
What you gonna do? You gonna go to war with me?
Right.
I got ICBMs in your land.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do? I've already encroached. I'm already here, and your forefathers signed it away to me.
Exactly.
You know, so that's that craft prospering.
And the reason why this is good too is because this is Britain.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of times when we're going through the scriptures and when leadership or bishop is bringing things out, it's in the context a lot of times of the United States of America.
Yeah.
But remember, this is talking about Edom, right? The daughter of Babylon, the children of Edom.
Yeah.
Whether it's Great Britain or America, it doesn't matter. These are the same people. All right. Remember this, the great red dragon of 7 heads and 10 horns. Those are a bunch of different nations, but it's all the same red dragon.
Yep.
So whether we're talking about Britain or we're talking about America, they do the same crap, y'all. The same thing.
That's funny, right? Because a lot of times, Jake or like propose alternative white people where they can go. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna move to Canada because of this.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna move to Britain because they don't have this, or their cereal don't have fructose corn syrup or whatever. You know, that type of stuff. These are the type of things that like it's an alternative that's better. Like, you can take the Moderna vaccine. Oh, we can't say that. The Moderna jab, allegedly,
Yeah,
right? Or the Bayer, whatever else is out there, right? But it's
Pfizer.
it's all coming from the same person.
Exactly.
It's all got the same intent. It just got a different package.
Right. Bill
Different-
Gates.
Yeah. Bill Gates with a smile on his face
Yeah.
would be like, we're gonna eradicate black people.
Yeah.
He's not gonna say it like that. He's
Yeah.
just gonna say, with healthcare, we can really, get this population under control, starting in Africa.
Right.
Looking just like this.
Right.
But you be like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. You know what I mean? The world's too overpopulated.
Not
You know what I
realizing
mean?
that.
He just say he gonna kill y'all.
Exactly.
He say
Exactly.
he gonna kill y'all.
100%.
That's crazy.
Finish it out.
All right, where we at? Yeah,
25?
25. And he shall magnify himself.
And he shall what?
He shall magnify himself.
Every time the white man gets opportunity, he's going to set himself above the indigenous people of whatever land he's in.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that be Hawaii, whether that be New Zealand, whether that be the Americas, wherever he's at, Africa,
Yep.
he's going to magnify himself. Read.
In his heart.
Uh-huh.
And by peace shall destroy many.
That by peace he shall destroy. What peace is that talking about? Treaties.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, treaties are peace agreements. He said by peace he's going to destroy many. That's what he's trying to do here. Now, this was signed in 1840, and now in 2024,
Yeah.
they're still fighting over it.
And it's crazy because Esau is like, well, you know what I mean? Maybe we interpreted it wrong.
Right.
Like, what do you mean?
Right.
Like, there's a seal on it.
Right.
You know what I mean? That means however it's been going, that's the way it was determined.
Right.
Now all of a sudden you like, I don't know, man. Maybe we thought about it wrong. All right.
It's crazy. You finish it?
And by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand.
All right, let's go into something else. Actually, no, it's not, because in the end, all these nations are going to try and fight against Christ, and they're going to get destroyed.
Yep.
Yeah, the white man is going to try and fight against Christ. You haven't seen all these movies, Avengers, Fantastic Four, any of these superhero
Independence Day, all this.
yeah, all that stuff. They're fighting people from outer space, not of this world, and they save the world, right? It's the same thing. They're going to actually try and perform that in the last days when Christ returns, and they're going to get destroyed. That's what the Bible says. All right.
You Israelites out there, don't get caught up in that stuff, right? I remember Independence Day. Esau got up there and made a big speech and rallied everybody up. They love talking. That's their peace.
Right.
And then they get you to go fight. They fight, man.
I mean, so really, just to kind of like really highlight and drive home the point of what we're bringing out here and showing this is Esau the damn devil.
The devil.
And if you decide to make a treaty with him or an agreement with him, best know you're going to get the short end of the stick. You best know you are going to get the short end of the stick.
That's facts. And the thing is, history proves that time and time again. Time and time again, it's been proven that Esau is not a man of his word when it comes to dealing with other people that's not him.
500.
Right.
500.
There's no way that you can be like, this guy's still trustworthy. And he'll say stuff like, well, that wasn't me.
Right.
That wasn't me.
Right. Whoa. Excellent point.
What you got?
These people will say it wasn't me.
Yeah.
But these treaties were signed in the 1800s. No one here in this parliament was alive, but their children are reaping all the benefits from it and still fighting for it as if it was them.
Damn.
So when they say, oh, it wasn't me, yes, it was you. And it is you because you're still getting all the benefits of it, so much so that you won't let it go. That proves that when they say that crap, it's just to get you off their back. Because in reality,
Yeah.
when the rubber hits the road, what they say, when the rubber meets the road,
Yeah.
when it's time to really execute that stuff, they want to make sure that it's on their side.
Yep.
So that's just a ploy to back you off of them.
Ploy is the right word too, like, cause I'm telling you that silver tongue
Yeah.
or that fork tongue or whatever,
Yeah.
because that Seymour dude, the guy with the 3 glasses of water, right? He was saying the previous
dry-mouthed
government, previous government. He kept referring to that as the previous government, like the previous government was the ones that mistreated everybody, and he said during colonial times,
Right.
like as if that time has passed, as if they're not still there.
Right.
You understand? So when we say colonial times, it's not a thing of the past. It's current.
Right.
It's current, but they'll just sauce it up and be like, yeah, back then.
And this is just the highlight of it to prove everything that's coming out as far as that colonial times being today, because they're fighting for something that was written hundreds of almost 100 years ago.
Yeah.
1840.
Almost 200 years ago.
Right?
Yeah.
But they're fighting for it today as if it was just signed.
Yeah.
They're fighting for it today as if it was just signed.
One of the things
crazy.
that's being said in the sentiment is that this was to form a partnership.
Right.
A partnership with them. And so between the Māori people and the British, right? And so now that partnership, they're looking at that partnership and they're saying, statistically, by the numbers, these Māori people have more rights than me. More rights than me. Not better rights. They're just saying more rights than me.
Right.
And that's what they're saying. They're saying, like, I don't like that. And time and time again, they'll pull these stats and these numbers to confuse brown people. Like, you blacks and Hispanics in the mainland in America, they'll always pull out a stat. They'll say, black people are 15% of the population but do 16% of the crime. And you'll 60% of the crime or something like that. And you'll be like, man, that's crazy. Yeah, but they're not looking at, you're 60% of the convictions, not the crime.
Right.
Because there's lots of people in there that are convicted of crimes that they did not do. Meanwhile, Esau could do the most heinous stuff of all time. Heinous stuff of all time. And he'll get a slap. Epstein was chilling before he died. Right. Hugh Hefner lived a full life.
Right.
And Bill Cosby got in trouble for all the stuff they was doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I just to add on to that,
Yo.
don't lose your thought. But I just saw something today where they're talking about not Rothschild, but one of his homeboys. Dang, it was an American billionaire. An American billionaire, family name, not the Rothschilds.
Kennedys?
No.
DuPonts?
Go ahead, never mind.
I don't know their names.
Yeah, I messed up. Go ahead.
White people Illuminati stuff.
Yeah.
One of them. Yeah. But what they were saying?
That they were creating child sex trafficking slaves, 9-year-old girls, and he had to take the girl to the Rothschilds for approval because the Rothschild is really at the head of all this stuff. You know,
I'm just saying
Illuminati stuff. That's what I'm just to go on with what you were saying about the white people.
The face of that is Diddy and R. Kelly though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and the thing about it is, like, and I'm not defending them. But the thing about it is, like, white people can be like, yeah, I did it. Yeah, we do this, but that's just one of us.
Right.
That's just one of us. But when we do something trying to be like them because we believe it's a partnership, right? Then their rust is gonna show. Then they're gonna pull out the policy. Be like, you can't do this.
David Rockefeller.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's the big dog.
Yeah.
Hey, but from start to finish, they've been shady.
Yeah.
That's start to finish.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's crazy. But and the thing is, it's not even that far. You know, you don't got to be like, I wonder if that's true. I don't even care.
Right.
Anytime I hear something about that, I'll be like, yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
That's probably true. You don't even got to convince me that much.
Right. Let's get Habakkuk 1.
Up.
Let's get Habakkuk 1. Let's get Habakkuk. Now, and keep in mind what's going on in New Zealand. Don't forget that this is the nice approach through policy, because what they did in Australia to the Aborigines, they just massacred them.
That's what they love, man.
Yeah, they just massacred the Aborigines in Australia and New Zealand. They said, okay, we'll do it through our policies.
Yeah.
We'll take a different approach. Habakkuk 1 and let's read 8 and 9.
Yes, sir. Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 8.
Uh-huh.
Their horses also are swifter than the leopards, and are more fierce than the evening wolves. And their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from far. They shall fly as the eagle that hasteth to eat.
Now, again, this is just more symbolism in the Bible, but when you read verse 6, it's talking about the Chaldeans, which is the Babylonians. And when you read Psalms 137, 7 and 8, it tells you that this is Edom. All right, that's who it is. Edom. Read.
Verse 9. They shall...
Edom, the so-called white man. The British. All right, right? And the Americans. Read.
They shall come all for violence.
They shall what?
They shall come all for violence.
Even if it's through their policy, it's violence to take away things from you, to take from you, to rob you. Read.
Their faces shall sup up as the east wind, and they shall gather the captivity as the sand.
Now, what was the one where it said, they shall oppress a man, even a man and his heritage? Wait, but before we get that, let's go to chapter 2 and read verse 4. I just want to read this part.
Verse 4, Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
Remember, he said he's going to magnify himself. His soul which is lifted up. That's his pride, his pomp, his entitlement.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It says his soul is not upright in him. God says he ain't right.
He ain't right.
His soul ain't right. I don't care how nice he is. I don't care if he acts like he's on your side. God says his soul ain't right. So why would you trust him and create a treaty with him and then be confused when he breaks it? That's what he's going to do.
Jake just be too nice. He just be too trusting.
Yeah.
It's for some reason the white man's words just hit your spirit and just calm you down and stuff. But that's just the evil.
Yeah.
That's just the evil.
Where's that one? Oppress a man in his heritage? Micah. Isn't that Micah?
Yeah, I think so. Micah 2.
Oh, there it is. Micah chapter 2 and verse 2.
Micah chapter 2 and verse 2.
Uh-huh.
And they covet fields.
That's what we're talking about. Land. They, Esau, Britain, white people. All right, whether it's white people in America or Britain, read. They covet fields, read.
And they covet fields and take them by violence.
Read.
And houses.
Come on.
And take them away.
They're trying to take resources. Read resources there. Read.
So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
And eventually, as you said earlier in this show, where they eventually say, oh, I'm you now.
Yep.
I've got some Maori blood in me. I've got some Hawaiian blood in me.
Yep.
They now take over your heritage, right? And this has been their MO. But God already told us who they were. And that's why he said, don't trust them. Don't set them by you.
And even the purpose in saying that is for this colonialism. When brothers say that, they say that because they got waves or something. They say that because it's foreign. They say that because it's eccentric or exotic to just say you mix with all this stuff, even though you look like Wesley Snipes.
Right. You
know what I'm saying? They're going to say, yeah, I'm this, and this.
Yeah.
Right? They say that crap because they want to have access to the things that those races that they mix with have.
Exactly.
They be like, oh, I'm part Chinese, so that means that I want to have access to Chinese stuff.
Exactly.
Jake just be like, I got light eyes or something like that because I'm Portuguese.
Yeah, we're way behind everybody else is playing chess.
Yeah, they want to.
And we playing. What are we playing? Pick up sticks.
Trouble.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, we're not even playing the same game, and that's why we got to come back to these scriptures, because this is the only thing that's going to be our wisdom, right? Like it says in Psalms 19 and 7. Let's read that one real quick as we wrap up. Psalms 19 and 7. So, again, this isn't, what the white man is going to be the white man.
Yep.
He's going to do. Yeah, he's going to do what he was programmed to do. Because God said his soul isn't upright in him. His soul is off. So if you then think that you can tame him, love him, talk your way to him, make treaties with him, that's on you. God already said, don't do it. And don't set him next to you. Right?
He also said, or else when he betray you, you're going to remember my words and be like, oh, he did say that.
Exactly.
And that's what happened every time.
Because I just want to reiterate, even after that demonstration, they still passed whatever legislation needed to be passed. That's what was in the clip. All right? They still passed it. That's why that white guy had that face. He was like, I don't care.
He's like, I got a meeting at 4:30.
Yeah, so hurry up with this so we can still stamp my approval on it.
Yeah. So essentially, what was accomplished? They were just making a statement. That's all you can do in the face of Esau. Apparently.
Now, I'm not trying to be funny, but what was accomplished? They made a good TikTok video.
Damn.
That's really all that was accomplished.
Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Let's read that, 19 and 7.
The book of Psalms, chapter 19 and verse 7. Mm-hmm. The law of the Lord is perfect.
The law of the Lord is perfect. Read.
Converting the soul.
This is the only thing that's going to change your mind. This is the only thing that's going to change or convert your soul, is coming back to God's laws. You blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, you are the children of Israel. The scattered remnant, the sands of the sea throughout the islands that have been scattered, according to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64, Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 25, 27. Yep. All right. You are the children of Israel that have been scattered globally, and it is high time to come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments that our forefathers have made in covenant with our God.
Right.
That's why it says they're perfect. The laws are perfect. Don't let the white man teach you the Bible, because in the same way his treaties are, so is the same way he's taught our people our book, and he's written himself into it. So now he's flipped everything upside down. Jesus is white. The Jewish are white.
Yep.
God is white, right? But the Bible says Jesus Christ was so dark, it looked like it was brass burned in a furnace.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible says the Jews are black unto the ground, like dirt, right? The Bible says these things. The Bible says Jesus Christ hid in Africa, Egypt. No, if you're a white guy hiding in Africa, that's not hiding. You're visible.
You there.
The white guy.
Hey.
Where's the white guy? Over there.
That's like where's Waldo in Wakanda or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just don't make no sense.
Like Rossi, whatever his name is, the CIA agent.
Oh, Ross. Yeah. Everett Ross. Yeah.
Ross, Sergeant, whatever his name is, Agent Ross. Yeah. Everybody knows where he's at.
Hey,
he's over there.
When he first pulled up, they was like, "What are you doing with this kind of
Exactly.
It was like strange that he was even there.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But our people believe that that's what Jesus looked like when he was hiding in Egypt. When Joseph took him and Mary and hid in Egypt when Herod was trying to kill him, they think he was a white guy in Egypt, in Africa, hiding.
Crazy. And the thing is, like, a lot of our people will read it and be like, "Yeah, I know he's not white. I know he's not white.
Maybe he's an Arab.
Yeah, that type of stuff.
Olive skin.
But all of that stuff is the trains that the white man tell you to say.
Exactly.
You're like, because now that people got onto him, he's like, well, he can't be white. Like, well, then he'll manipulate and say, well, yeah, he was Middle Eastern.
Right.
A name that we coined.
Right.
And then when we started getting the streets and saying we the Israelites, they were saying you guys are not the Israelites, this. But now it's hitting so hard that they can't say, they're not saying we not the Israelites no more. But instead, they'll try to reinterpret.
Right.
Like what's written in here.
Yeah.
They'll try to say other things. We're like, well, we can't argue with them about that.
Right.
Because then people believe that stuff and it's obvious.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll say, in the Greek and the Latin and all this, they'll reinterpret and use those words.
And add in the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yep.
Book of Enoch.
All type
Book of Jasher.
Stuff.
Where Noah's an albino.
Yeah.
And God forgave him.
And that's what they'll say. And the thing is, y'all brothers and sisters fall for that stuff every time.
Yeah.
Every time. We'll be out there. Y'all hear the Israelites on the street. You be like, yeah, that makes sense. And they showing it to me in the Bible.
Right.
And the white man will just, no, it's not.
Right.
And then you be like, yeah, I knew it wasn't.
Right.
And it's just crazy. It's just crazy. The amount of faith that y'all have in his words. It's crazy.
Right, read.
Verse 7. Psalms 19 and 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure.
The testimony of the Lord is sure. Sidebar.
Yeah. I already know where you're going.
Hey, brothers want to give their God. We don't care about your testimony.
I'll be about to snap.
We don't care. God's not asking for your testimony. All you Christians out there that want to give your testimony. It says the testimony of the Lord is sure, not your testimony. Go cry to your mom.
They be holding your show. They hold your Bible like this and be like, but let me tell you.
Right.
Nah, look, bro.
We don't care about your testimony. Sorry, that was a sidebar.
It'd be so important that they just got to say what they got to say. Yeah. I'm like, look, man, not interested, bro.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. The testimony of the Lord is sure.
Right.
Making wise the simple.
Making wise the simple. We are the simple. Yep. The only way we gain wisdom or we actually have a leg up to even begin to deal with this crafty devil, which is the white man, is through understanding our scriptures. Because here's an example. You know not to make an agreement or treaty with him. Why? Not because he's not smiling at you and not because he's not friendly towards you.
He's good for that.
He's good for that.
Yeah.
But because you know God said, you better beware of him. Watch out for him. He's like a serpent in the grass. You better pay attention. Mm-hmm. He's like rust. He will. He's like he's iron that will rust. Watch out. Right. That's the only reason that you would have any wisdom in dealing with him, because he can make words sound real good.
Well, when I was growing up, they used to have this saying about snakes. If red touches black, it's a friend of Jack. If red touches yellow, kill the fellow to show which one is poisonous. Ain't nobody trying to line up the snake stripes and being like, is it poisonous? Right. You only do that if it's like on TV and be like, oh, that one's not poisonous. But if it's like, if it fall out the tree and hit you in your shoulder or something, you not be like, is it? You're not doing that. You're going to fling it off you and you're going to flee. Yeah. But however, like snakes ain't killing people in droves. Right. The white man will write something and be like, y'all are all going to prison.
Right.
And then you'll be like, I trust him though.
Yeah.
It's justice.
You people. You're not a race. You are a virus. You destroy the world. Everything beautiful you poison. You drag us from our homes. You rape our daughters, murder our sons. You crack our spines and do all you can to break our will. You stab us. Then you put the knife in our hand and tell us it's our fault. And if you don't do it yourself, you stand by, close your eyes, and pretend there's nothing wrong. And then you pray to your God to silence our screams so that you can enjoy the happiness that we built for you with our blood. But it's not your fault. It's the only way you know how to be. And the only thing that will change anything is if another virus comes along and does to you what you do to us. And I hope that happens very soon.
You got any final thoughts that you want to bring out to the people?
Yeah, man. Just listen, man. We got to get in the Bible. We got to get in the Bible, and we gotta stop. We gotta shed the belief in Esau's words. We gotta shed the confidence that we have in his morality, and look into the Bible. Listen to what y'all brothers are saying on these corners, right? Don't be like, well, they don't look like white people. They don't dress like white people. They don't sound like white people. So I can't believe them. I have to distrust them, right? Or mistrust them. They what's in Willie Lynch said, mistrust is stronger than trust. Yep. Right? That's what they depend on. So it's time for us to get going in this Bible and to gather ourselves together as the Bible says. Right. As the Bible says. Right. Gather ourselves together. Esau says, everybody. Oh, join hand in hand while we rule over you. You know? So it's time we get in this Bible.
Absolutely. You know? It's time we get in this Bible as a people and recognize his rust will never go away. Never go away. Everything he's ever taught you has been a lie. So with that, Israel, hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure you subscribe to IUIC Hawaii on all your social media platforms. YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram,
Also,
X.
if you have extra information, just put it in the comments.
Right.
Put it in the comment section. If you know some more stuff about this thing that's going on with the Māori party and the ACT party, put it in the comment section.
Absolutely. Feel free to comment. Let us know your thoughts. And just one last point. Just understand that, again, these dates really show that there should be a commonality, I'll say, or the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah.
Right? Recognizing that the Polynesian and the so-called Black and Latino relations should not be not negative, but it should be an understanding to the point where you see who the enemy is, right? We were in chains during this time, so all of the plights or the negative plights of the Polynesian people have nothing to do with Black people.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So there should never be any animosity towards each other because, again, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. All right. So that's something that I think should really be touted, is understanding who really is destroying the land and raping, robbing, pillaging the land. It's not us. It's not us. We just want our people to come back to their true identity and repent as the Israelites calls us, as God calls us, so that we can usher in our kingdom to come, which is another topic. We're not going to get into that right now because, the Israelites will be in rulership of the earth when the time comes.
Makes my teeth white.
Right? So, with that is Israel. All right? Hope you enjoyed it. We'll say shalom.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And